Even now as a consultant, I do feel an internal pressure to work through my breaks because it doesn't feel good when I stop to have a break and everyone else is working really hard and there's lots of patients waiting to be seen. Also, a part of me wants to be seen to be hardworking by my colleagues, which I know sounds really pathetic when I say it out loud and record it on video. Deep down, I know all the reasons why I should be taking breaks regularly and why it's important. I know that not taking breaks or skipping them isn't doing anyone any favours. It's not helping my colleagues, definitely not helping the patients. And yet, I do often skip breaks, and I'm guessing some of you do too. Here's a reminder of why we need to take breaks and also what it is that holds us back from taking them. There are so many benefits to actually taking your breaks properly, and we know this deep down, and yet we still brush these reasons aside. Mental rest is key. We've all been there. Your brain needs a break. It's as simple as that. Many a time I've been in a situation where it's getting towards later in my shift and someone hands me another ECG to look at, and it's just taking me so much more mental capacity to look through and work out whether the ECG is okay. These are the triggers where we need to say to ourselves, actually, come on, you have to take a break at this point. You are not helping anyone. And this has a knock-on effect on slowing down in general. Often I'll find that someone just gives me something simple to do, like just calculate a paracetamol dose, which we do like 15 times a day. And for some reason, doing that mental maths is just taking too long. Slowing down just means that we're worse performing clinicians for our team and also for our patients, just taking longer to see them, taking longer to get it done. Not having the break just makes that worse. It's so important that we take a break at that point, because I know that when I step outside, whether it's to get fresh air and just have a breather, or even just to leave the confines of the department and think about something else, having that time to recharge, when I come back, I'm much more efficient and much more able to help the department and help the patients. Fluid intake is a great reason to take breaks, and actually I think this is a huge problem in ED shifts, because especially now we're all wearing masks all the time, so it's a lot less accessible to drink some water. It's actually really easy to not drink anything on a shift at all, and that clearly has an impact on our performance. I have many a time gone to the toilet at the end of a shift and seen that horrible dark concentrated urine and remind myself that actually I forgot to drink the whole time. I'm sure this has happened to you. It's not a responsible way to look after yourself during a shift. We have to be able to stop, have a drink, and taking formal breaks is actually a way just to remind yourself, okay, you're gonna take a break, you have to have something to drink and eat, because that's what you do in a break. It's really important that we do these. It's important to allow time for reflection, and this allows you to see the bigger picture. I find it's really easy when you're just caught up in seeing the next patient after the next patient, or answering the next query or doing the next review, that you get very bogged down in the minutiae of what's going on with a particular element of that patient, rather than being able to take a broader overview, not just of the department, which obviously we need to do when we're in charge, but actually a broader outlook on that patient. So rather than thinking about one blood result, thinking about the patient's flow in general, or what they were hoping to get out of their consultation. Taking a break from picking up the next patient, etc., allows you to have that time. Whether you should be thinking about patients on your break or having some time off, that's for you to decide. I probably try and do a bit of both, but definitely stepping away allows you to move away mentally from being bogged down in the small detail and think about the bigger picture, and that benefits the department as a whole. Leadership. I can't expect my juniors to take their breaks when I don't take mine. It's this balance between you want other people to take their breaks first, but at the same time, I need to take my breaks in order to show that actually taking breaks is what we should all be doing. I do find it a challenge to get this balance right. So I think it's a combination of both. We have to encourage our juniors or our colleagues to take breaks. We also need to take them ourselves. We need to set an environment in the department where breaks are something that happen. Even when it's busy, even when there's loads of patients, because of all the reasons we've discussed, we know that breaks are important, and it's our job, if we're leading the shift, to make sure that that actually happens. If I know all these reasons, why do I find that I still have shifts where I don't take a break? One reason is definitely guilt. You can see patients waiting to be seen, and that might be on the board, or even worse, physically, you might have to walk past them waiting when you go off on your break. You really do feel guilty. I feel like everyone's staring at me in the waiting room when I walk through to take my break, which they may well be. That's not a good feeling, because that's not why I come to work. I come to work to try and see the patients and help them. That is definitely something that stops me taking a break. It's also guilt towards the staff, because if other people are working hard and seeing patients and I go off on a break, then I feel like I'm leaving them in the lurch. I know that this is part of what I've already discussed, which is making sure that everyone has to take their break. So that's the done thing. So it's not that one person's taking a break and someone is missing theirs. That should ease the guilt. Sometimes I don't take breaks because I feel like I've got something to prove to my colleagues. And this is no bearing on my team, who are all wonderful and I love them, and that's why I'm there. It's really an internal thing. I'd be interested to hear if you feel this as well. When I take a break, I'm somehow showing some weakness, and I know how ridiculous that sounds given everything that we've already discussed, but that is the truth. So it's worth thinking about what it says about yourself or myself that we feel like we've got something to prove and therefore shouldn't take a break. So is this a reason why you don't take your breaks? Or is it just me? It's also sometimes a barrier because I feel like I can never find a good time to take a break. There's always like something going on, or something's about to happen, or the next thing has happened. But in reality, that is just the nature of ED, and it's a shift system, and there's always other people to manage to help you with a task. We need to move on from feeling like we have to complete all our tasks before we can take a break and be able to hand them over. That's something we have to sort within ourselves. I need to think about within myself, but also project to the team. Your team leader's job is to support you in getting on well through your shift and taking your breaks when you can. So please speak up. We've all been around the block enough to be able to say to our colleagues, can we take a break now? And the onus, as well as being on the team leader, is on ourselves to make sure that we actually do take our breaks when they're due. I know I have to be a role model to my colleagues. I'm the consultant. I have to take breaks and encourage them to take breaks. I think it's important for us all to reflect on the real reasons why we don't take breaks, and that's how we're going to start to change things. If you like this video, you will enjoy my video on how to take negative feedback like a pro, so please check it out.